Well, all right then, friends.
Phew.
We have made it to another Friday.
Kind of.
We're here.
Yeah, we're here.
We're talking.
Yep.
We're going to drink some heavy beers, big ABVs today because,
It's been a heavy week,
yeah,
but it's all right.
things happen, changes. But here we are.
Yes.
And today we have the North Coast Brewing Old Rasputin Russian Imperial Stout, one of my absolute favorite styles of beer ever. Audrey made a point, since Russia sucks so much, can we call this something besides a Russian Imperial Stout? And so maybe a Western Asia Stout?
Yeah.
But I love that on the North Coast Brewing Company's bottle from Old Rasputin, it says a product of the USA.
USA.
It does have a picture of Rasputin on the
Looks
front.
terrifying.
Yes.
Like, I mean, they even made a point to, like, really make his eyes look
he was a scary-looking dude,
Yeah,
for
like,
sure.
The fact that you could see his eyes
his
through
junk
this?
is in a jar somewhere,
Why?
and it is horrifying. If you Google Rasputin's junk later on today and be
Did
horrified.
they put it in a jar because it was so impressive and large?
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
They chopped it off in his death, and they were like, we have to
We have
remember
to preserve this.
this thing.
Let's
We'll
pickle-
never see
let's-
anything
let's
like it
pickle this
again.
penis.
That's a pickle penis right there.
But the Old Rasputin from North Coast Brewing
Make it a
has
lava
not-
lamp.
Yeah.
This has it does look like a lava lamp.
You saw it?
No, I said it probably does look
Oh.
like a lava lamp.
I'm gonna
This
Google
has
it.
9% alcohol by volume, today being served from a 12-ounce short neck brown bottle. This beer can be found all over the place and holds for a while. The proper glassware, serve it in a pint glass or a snifter. I recommend serving this between 50 and 55 degrees Fahrenheit. We've had this beer sitting out for about 20 minutes. The 5 categories in which we rate every single beer here on Beer for Breakfast: look, smell, taste, feel, and drinkability. And starting off with the look of the Old Rasputin Russian Imperial Stout.
Yeah. It is
Western Asia.
I can't. That's too hard to say.
It is. It's very dark. Black like your soul.
Black as night.
black as the night.
It's midnight.
Black as the people who are black as the souls, as the people who are selling you down the river.
Glad you changed that
After
up there. I was
decades of
we
service.
are gonna get canceled right now. Right now.
Well,
Black
I
as the
panicked.
souls.
Thank you.
I panicked. I really did.
I just started sweating.
If you hold this up to a direct light source, you see little bits of traces of crimson around the top. Normal pour produce about an inch of semi-dense dark brown head. Or, well, not dark, but like light dark brown head. The smell. Let's take a big whiff of the Old Rasputin.
Definitely some sweetness in there. I mean, it's got the the big malty kind of tones to it.
Toasty malts, a little bit of bitterness of that, kind of like a cooking chocolate in there as well. And as you said, I think that sweetness is kind of like a dark cherry, so a little bit of dark fruit in the nose. It's not overwhelming, and the alcohol definitely isn't overpowering in the nose of this beer. Let's move on to our favorite part of Beer for Breakfast, which is the taste, my friends. Cheers. Cheers. Let's drink away our sorrows. Let's drink away our sorrows.
It's for as dark as it is, I would almost expect it to be heavier. It's kind of like the experience that you have a lot of times when you pick up a Guinness, if you're not familiar with the way that a Guinness tastes.
Yep.
You look at it and it looks like it's going to be heavy and kind of bitter and overwhelming, and it's actually pretty light. Mine is still fairly cool. It goes down real easy. There is some bitterness.
Oh, yeah,
that
for
that is
sure.
on the backside.
Oh, without a doubt.
If you don't mind that, it's a pretty easy drinking beer.
Audrey, you traditionally are a stout and porter type of gal.
Yes.
Your thoughts on the North Coast Brewing Old Rasputin?
I am enjoying this. This is the first heavy beer, and I'm going to not necessarily disagree, but it feels heavy because it's the first one that I've had like this of the year, of the season.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hitting me. It's knocking me back a bit.
9% ain't messing around.
Yeah, I'm about almost halfway done. It's thick. 2 C's thick for me. I like it. I enjoy it. I really like Imperial Stouts. I like porters. This is just definitely welcoming winter for me.
It's certainly. This is
Good
not
winter beer,
This is
yeah.
not a summer beer. This is not. Full stop. When it is August and July and it's 100 degrees outside, not for you. For me, the taste of this fine Russian Imperial, it's similar to nose. You get that big, rich chocolate, but it's a baking chocolate, so it does have some of that bitterness there. Those are the big ones that start off at first. I don't think they overpower the rest of the beer. I think you do get a little bit of that dark fruit as it continues to warm up. A slight sweetness in there as well. I think it's really smooth overall. I think at 9%, the alcohol is real hard to detect for me personally.
For a 9%er, normally it's very prevalent. That's not the case. Beef wants to know, Audrey, is this beer easy at drinking enough where you could take this Rasputin and like pound it? Could you like go to Pound Town with this Rasputin, or is it too much?
I think I could, but it wouldn't be good.
A little bit too much for you?
Yeah.
I
feel like I would puke because it is heavy.
Yeah.
I'm a one and done with these. Like I can't. Maybe two tops if I'm doing a cigar.
Yeah.
But
this is the sort of beer that is. It's easy drinking, but don't be fooled. It's not a sort of. It's not a session.
You're not.
You want one of these and then something lighter that still has like that dark, robust flavor afterwards. Like you mentioned Guinness earlier. Like I could drink one of these to start and then switch over.
I'm with you on there. Producer Jordan, your thoughts on the taste of Old Rasputin?
Professor of Pajamas, what do you think?
So I think it's kind of like a reverse bell curve with like the intensity of it punches me like right in the very first sip. It has like a nice like smooth mellow flavor that I enjoy, and then there's that very strong to me it's a strong bitter aftertaste at the end. But I'm kind of like you want to keep drinking to keep chasing that nice
But
delicious
it's
feeling.
a different type of bitterness than you get from, say, a really hoppy IPA. It's more of that bittering chocolate. For me, the drinkability of this, as far as Russian Imperial Stouts go, this is just a classic. It's been around for forever. I think because the high alcohol content and its relative ease of drinking, it does become a kind of dangerous if you do pound or do you do finish off a 4-pack of these. I think the price point is pretty comparable.
What's it at for a 4-pack?
Usually between $11.99 and $13.99, anywhere in that range.
For something that's 9%, like you're going to be pretty schnockered if you drink 4 of these.
I think this is a classic. I don't know if it's necessarily a gateway Russian Imperial, but it's a very good representation of that style. And I think this is one of those old school beers that really kind of helps set the standard and elevate this style throughout the years. So can I get a drum roll, please, Dave? On Mahoney's Beer Scale Supremacy, I give the North Coast Brewing Old Rasputin Russian Imperial Stout a 4.1 out of 5.
Dang. And just in time for spooky season as well. Scary man on the front.
With a huge dong.
His face.
I will drink to
his
that.
Eyes, dude.
Yeah.
I will drink to that. Some old Rasputin in my mouth right now.
You dogs.
Oh, yeah. Oof.